When we think about travel safety, we often think about protecting our luggage. We buy luggage trackers, keep an eye on our bags, and hope everything arrives when we do. Those are all smart precautions. But travel safety goes beyond lost luggage. Sometimes the biggest challenges have nothing to do with a suitcase at all. They're about being prepared when the unexpected happens. Today, I'd like to share a few simple ways to think beyond your luggage, because a little preparation can go a long way toward protecting your trip and your peace of mind. I'm Karen Hester, travel advisor and owner of Travel Thoughtfully, and today we're talking about travel safety, but not about protecting your belongings. Instead, today's focus is on preparing for the situations many of us hope we'll never face. The goal isn't to prepare for every possible problem. It's to prepare just enough that you can relax and enjoy the journey. One question I hear fairly often is whether travel insurance is worth purchasing. And like many travel questions, the answer is, it depends. For a quick weekend getaway close to home, you may decide it's unnecessary. But for an expensive vacation, an international trip, or a journey with significant prepaid expenses, travel insurance may provide valuable peace of mind. Depending on the policy, it can help with trip cancellations, interruptions, medical emergencies, delayed baggage, and other unexpected situations. Every policy is different, so it's worth taking a few minutes to understand what's covered, and just as importantly, what isn't. Before purchasing a policy, it's also worth checking the benefits that may already come with the credit card you use to book your trip. Some cards include travel protections such as trip delay, baggage coverage, rental car insurance, or other benefits. Understanding what you already have can help you decide whether additional coverage makes sense. The goal isn't to convince everyone they need travel insurance. It's simply to think about the risk you're comfortable accepting before your trip begins. Another aspect of travel safety is preparing for emergencies we hope never happened. My sister once shared the story of a friend who lost a parent while traveling overseas. Along with their grief, they also had to navigate bringing their loved one home. It was something I never really thought about before. Years later, when my son and I started traveling internationally together, I remember that story. I realized that if something happened to me while we were away, I didn't want him trying to figure all of that out in another country. So I looked into my options and purchased a supplemental transportation plan that covers me if I died more than a certain distance from home, even within the United States. It wasn't expensive, and for me, it was worth the peace of mind. It isn't something everyone will choose to purchase, but it was the right decision for me. Hopefully my son will never need it, but if he ever does, that's one less thing he'll have to worry about. It's not a topic most of us enjoy thinking about, but sometimes the greatest gift we can give the people we love is making difficult situations a little less stressful. Technology has made travel more convenient than ever. Our boarding passes, hotel confirmations, tickets, and other travel documents often live on our phones. Most of the time, that's exactly where we need them. But sometimes technology doesn't cooperate. When I traveled to Australia to scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef, I had already completed all the work to earn my scuba certification. Before I can get in the water, I had to prove my certification was current. The problem? My certification was in my inbox and I couldn't access it on the water. For a few minutes, I wasn't sure what I was going to do or even if I was going to be allowed to dive after traveling all that way. Thankfully, we found a workaround and I was able to experience one of the most memorable adventures of my life. But it reminded me of something important. Just because something is stored digitally doesn't mean it'll always be accessible when you need it. Since then, I've become much more intentional about keeping important travel documents available in more than one way. Depending on what it is, that might mean downloading it for offline access, saving it somewhere besides my email, taking a screenshot, or even going a little old school and carrying a paper copy. Technology makes travel more convenient most of the time, but having a backup plan can make all the difference when it doesn't. As you may have noticed, none of these ideas are really about expecting the worst. They're about giving yourself options: travel insurance, emergency planning, backup copies of important documents. They're all simply different versions of the same idea: having a plan B. Because when you're prepared for the unexpected, you're free to spend less time worrying and more time enjoying the experience. I'd love to hear from you. What's one travel precaution you take that gives you peace of mind? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your tip may help another traveler prepare for their next adventure. Thank you for listening. And remember, at Travel Thoughtfully, our philosophy is simple: we plan, you experience. Next time, we'll explore how traveling with different generations gives us a front row seat to the changing roles and relationships in our lives. From watching a child grow into independent adult to finding new ways to support an aging parent without taking away their independence. Because sometimes the biggest thing that changes on a trip isn't the destination, it's the relationship between the people sharing it.